I just thought that he was a real visionary. I mean, it just seemed like his way of working was something that I'd never experienced before, and it actually turned out to be. I mean, he was telling me about his storyboarding and kind of his, idea for the look of the film, and, just the way that he spoke about the characters and their kind of motivation, and even not knowing anything about the story. It was so interesting to me, and he was so... also he's like a New Yorker, and I think that we had that in common, and it kind of was a common bond for us in the meeting. And then Ava came in during the meeting, and like all three of us had this great meeting that was like hours long. And by the time I left there, I was just kind of hyped on the project. So I don't know, it's like she sort of knows more than anybody there, and she's kind of just in it for the fun of it. She's like this girl who's in her 20s, and she's kind of this lost soul, and she's just sort of, stopping by and wearing cool clothes and helping out a little bit with the drug trade and getting involved with this crazy guy, Octopus, played by Sam Jackson, and, she just is, she's in it for the ride, and who knows what will happen to her next. Frank writes these kind of lines that are so ridiculous, and to find the comic timing and the to work that out with the other actors is really a lot of fun, especially when your co-star is Sam Jackson, and I was just excited that I got to do all of my scenes with him. But it's I don't think that the script was really funny necessarily on reading it, although there is something kind of amazing about Frank Miller's head being used as a weapon, but that's just a little surprise for everybody. At the time when people were really putting women in that kind of domestic box, Will was writing these characters, these female characters that were real femme fatales. I mean, first of all, they looked amazing, had incredible clothing and beautiful, hairstyles, and just like very glamorous and very dame, and and giving them a lot of power over Spirit. Of course, they, as much as they kind of were fawning over Spirit, he just couldn't resist these women, and, I think that's why the comics are so fun to read, is because there's a real, sexiness about them that's, it's sort of reserved, and I think Frank's done a really great job at bringing all of these kinds of, these really strong female characters into the film.